ABC 6 News 11 at 11 starts right now.
Right now at 11, Providence Police called to a Department of Education meeting. What happened that brought out the officers this evening?
Plus, getting to and from school safely is proving more difficult in Dartmouth. What police are saying about the problem years in the making. And the Warwick Animal Shelter now caring for 3 emaciated dogs. How you can help these abandoned pets. We'll get to those stories in just a few moments. But first, into our newsroom tonight. Firefighters busy in East Providence this evening battling flames at a commercial building on First Street. Our ABC 6 News crew is there working to gather more information, including exactly how it started. We'll update you on air and online at abc6.com as soon as we get it. And in Central Falls, a fight at the high school there causing a big police response tonight. It happened while the school's basketball team was playing West Warwick, but that game was not impacted. State police tell us Central Falls PD got out there around 7:30 and then called for additional resources. No word from state police on any arrests. Central Falls police did not release any additional information to us tonight. Now to our top story tonight on 11 at 11. An overflow crowd of parents and students at a Department of Education meeting tonight in Providence. And as you're about to see, they're passionate about trying to save 360 High School from being shut down. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm John DeLuca. And I'm Tiffany Murphy. That passion on display after some parents, teachers, and students were told they could not speak during a public comment period. A handful of police officers responded. Let's take a look at this video taken on our Now Local News app. It shows community members, you can hear them there, chanting, "Let them speak," in that overflow space after public comment had closed. Staff with RIDE telling our crews at the scene the sign up for public comment closed at 5:30 Monday night. ABC 6 News reporter Josh Kerman was at tonight's meeting. He spoke with community members about their ongoing fight to save 360 High School.
The clock is ticking to save 360 High School in Providence as an end-of-school-year deadline for their school to merge with Juanita Sanchez moves closer.
It's so messed up that, like, when you think about it, it's like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't want to go to any of these schools. I don't want to do any of that. I want to stay at 360, and it's crazy to think that I wouldn't even be able to graduate with my class.
360 wasn't on tonight's agenda for the RIDE Council on Elementary and Secondary Education, but it was a focus for community members.
I'm a public school parent as well. I live in Providence, and 360 is just the type of school I want as a taxpayer, as a community member, because it helps students learn and speak for themselves, and that's what you see them doing here.
Like the meeting held at Providence Public Schools earlier this month, the room was filled, spilling out into an overflow space. And similar outrage, the community voices weren't being heard.
Protect our schools! Let them speak! Let them speak!
You tell me I'm not being the list, and I show you what I applied for the signing, and he says, this is not our website, this is not belong to us. I said, but that 360 sent it to me, and then another person sent it to me, so why is not the same? He has to come here and speak.
Providence Councilwoman Anna Vargas, a parent of multiple students at 360 High School, turned away when she registered to speak about the sudden closure of her child's school.
But it never asked for the parent, never asked for the teacher, never asked for the students is like it or not. And this is my frustration. My ward don't have any high school. So if you don't want a 360, bring it to the another wards, and then we get a solution.
Her son, a senior at 360, says this isn't surprising.
They want to do what they want. They think that just shutting down a school is going to make it better for the community, but it's not. It's going to make it worse.
A spokesperson from RIDE sending us a statement saying in part, while we understand the support and emotion shown this evening, this decision considers the needs and well-being of the entire district and aims to expand access to educational offerings for students. In Providence, Josh Kerman, ABC 6 News.
While Josh was at tonight's meeting, he was also posting video on our Now Local News app, including this clip of Providence police arriving this evening. A spokesperson for RIDE says building security called police tonight, forcing the meeting into a brief recess, but they did not elaborate on why. Now, you can keep up with stories we're covering even when we're not on the air by downloading our Now Local News app wherever you get your apps. Now to our continuing coverage of the commuter crisis at the Washington Bridge. The daily grind of the traffic fallout from the Washington Bridge means getting students to and from school in East Providence requires creativity.
It sure does. The superintendent says bus times have gotten better since December 11th, but they still aren't back to normal just yet. ABC 6 News anchor Alyssa Azara sat in on the city's school committee meeting tonight to hear how the schools are handling all of this. Alyssa?
Good evening, Tiffany. You know, the superintendent says the biggest impact of the Washington Bridge thus far is the loss of education time, saying if a bus is late to school because of traffic, those students could miss out on valuable learning. However, Superintendent Dr. Sandra Foran says bus arrival times in the morning and evening have improved since the initial closure, but not without some effort. Foran says the school department made adjustments to bus routes, taking some children off the buses and adding a van to the district to keep them from crossing the city. The buses that are late to school are typically those that have to cross Pawtucket and Warren Avenues, as well as Broadway and Warren near the highway entrance ramps.
Things have gotten much better than the initial closure and the time that it was taking our students to get to school. And you know, we're pretty close to having most of our routes on time, except when there's, you know, an accident on the bridge or some other type of delay.
Another point of discussion during tonight's meeting was cost. The district has spent over $10,000 so far in overtime for drivers and the cost of the additional van, but the school committee is working to get that reimbursed. Another worry discussed during tonight's meeting was the stress the traffic is having on school staff, saying it could be difficult to hire people from out of town that aren't willing to make that commute with the traffic. Live in East Providence tonight, Alyssa Azara, ABC 6 News.
So thank you. Let's get a check of the forecast now. Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Vanson joining us live in the Weather Center. Jeff, those showers arriving right on time. Are we going through the heavy period just yet?
Yeah, this is not the widest line of showers that we've seen ever, but certainly there are some pretty heavy radar returns. You can see the map lit up behind me. Lots of yellow in there indicating moderate rainfall. There's a couple of orange returns that would border on heavy rainfall out there. So it is going to be a slow go for anybody doing any traveling over the next several hours. I do anticipate this line to sag to the south a little bit as we head through the overnight period, and that may give us a little bit of a break, a respite before another round coming in for the commute tomorrow. And it is just going to be a nasty day out there tomorrow when the wind begins to become an issue as well. Now let's look at the temperatures. I mean, it's pretty incredible to see all those 50s out there at this hour. It's still 56 in Plymouth, 55 in Taunton. And I say still, but that's also because these temperatures have gone up a little bit from where they quote-unquote bottomed out at, say, this evening. And we'll continue to see a slow rise in those temperatures through the overnight period. Westerlies at 48. So believe it or not, we may have not hit our high temperature yet. Our high temperature may come just shortly before the clock strikes midnight. There you can see those pretty much, again, constant temperatures overnight, slowly rising into the day tomorrow, and rain throughout here. But look down at the bottom of the screen at the winds there, picking up from about 15 to 20 to as high as 25 miles per hour sustained. And those are going to come with gusts upwards of 50 plus miles per hour. The plus more so for the Cape and the islands, but that could cause some spotty power outages. The ground is going to be very, very moist and loose. We've got 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain. Could lead to some localized street flooding. The rain may actually end as a brief burst of snow. You see it right there in the map. No accumulation, but that shows you the very cold temperatures. We've got a flash freeze to talk about as well coming up in the full weather, guys.
So much to discuss. We'll see in just a bit. Thank you, Jeff. Happening tomorrow, people using the Block Island Ferry may run into some issues thanks to the weather Jeff was just referencing, those high winds in the forecast. The Block Island Ferry is now warning riders interruptions in service are possible and could extend into Thursday morning. The ferry service is saying it will make a final call no later than 6:30 Wednesday morning. New tonight on 11 at 11. 3 emaciated dogs found in Warwick. According to the Warwick Animal Shelter, the abandoned dogs were found at Warwick City Park back on February 10th. 2 female boxers and a male pit bull were emaciated and in poor condition. Now, if you recognize these dogs or you know anything about what happened here, you're asked to contact the Warwick Animal Shelter.
A Brazilian man who lived in New Bedford was sentenced to 10 additional years in prison today for illegally re-entering the country. According to U.S. Attorney Joshua Levy, 52-year-old Walter Gomez de Silva is already serving a 25-year to life sentence for a murder conviction in 2016. The U.S. Attorney says de Silva was first deported from America in 1999, then again in 2012, before immigration caught up with him after that murder charge in 2016.
Staff at the Buttonwood Park Zoo in New Bedford now mourning the loss of their beloved 14-year-old cougar named Nikki. And they say the decision was made to euthanize her after seeing a rapid decline in her health while she was battling kidney disease. Staff is now asking people to share their memories of Nikki with them. A new paratransit van is now in service at the Pilgrim Senior Center in Warwick. Mayor Picozzi stopping by for a look today, posting these photos. That van has 12 seats with 2 wheelchair accessible seats. It takes elderly residents to their appointments, grocery shopping, and the library. The van was paid for with ARPA funds.
Now to an ABC 6 News follow-up on 11 at 11. Dartmouth's police chief meeting with the town's Board of Selectmen, updating them on the lack of school crossing guards. According to Chief Levesque, the shortage goes all the way back as far as 2008, when cuts were made to the department's traffic unit. Since then, he says many schools lost coverage. The chief also says the department has been working to install additional signage in impacted areas and to fill vacant roles, but it hasn't been easy.
We had the position posted as it was, and we had no interest at all in that position. I think mainly it's due to the working conditions and the hours. Obviously, you come in for a little while in the morning, then you've got a large break, then you come back in the afternoon.
The chief also suggested that employees of the schools could fill those vacant roles, seeing as they're already there for dismissal.